Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening? Welcome to the Wrestling Wire. I am your host, the Saint. With me, as always, my trusty. Oh, hi, guy. How you doing? You're muted. What are you doing?
Oh,
You
I'm having
popped
dinner.
yourself on. You popped yourself on here. What the fuck are you
No, I
doing?
didn't. I was in. You clearly saw me
No,
eating a spooky
no.
nugget.
I had my hands full. There's no way I clicked you on, sir.
Oh, it must have been Lorenzo. Come on, man. Are you trying to enjoy a spooky nugget before the show starts, bro? What's up with that?
That's a spooky nugget. What's a spooky nugget?
It's a ghost. Spooky. There's a ghost. That's supposed to be a pumpkin. They're pretty good, man. Quick protein.
Okay. If you say so, my friend, if you say so, because, like, man, you talk about spooky nugget, spooky nugget, spooky fry equals spooky dookie. That's all I can tell you. No. Even I wrecked some food earlier. Did you see that? I had a 12-inch sub came out of Subway. This joker had chicken, marinara sauce, pepperoni, bacon, and provolone cheese.
That sounds delicious, but you can't really qualify the bread at Subway as bread. It's technically closer to cake because of the sugar content. But you do you, bro.
It was Italian herbs and cheese. I don't give a shit what it was. It was good. It was good. So I don't care. Is that why they say that bread's no good because of how much sugar it's got in it?
Yeah, it's so much sugar that it technically does not qualify as a bread. It qualifies more as a pastry, cake.
Interesting.
Look it up. There's some weird shit.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna look it up. You know why? I'd have to care to look it up. There's a lot of that though. There's a lot of things that I'd have to look up if I actually gave a shit. Anyway, dude. So, what do you make of the new TNA name change coming out?
Name change? It's just going back to the original name. Went back to Impact to TNA. I don't know. I think it's got people talking.
Right.
You know, well, it's cool to see they're hitting all the right buttons, right?
Dude, they're somewhat controversial. Else.
You know, somewhat controversial. They're hitting that nostalgia button. You know,
yeah,
and it's getting people to talk about it.
Well, see, I listened to Peaches and Power Bombs, and Majestic was on yesterday, and she was talking about how TNA, they went away from TNA because of it was hard to get sponsors with TNA as your brand name. And here's the thing. If you wanted to make every acronym dirty, you could. WWE could be We Want Erections. I mean, you know what I'm saying? AEW could be All Erect Wrestling. Like, what the this could be bad on every level.
True.
We're not even going to go with the NWA, okay? This ain't it. There's just so many bad things that could come from acronyms. And for people who don't know, I keep forgetting, we're in the South. Listen, acronym. That's where you take a series of words and you abbreviate. No, a series of words, and you take the first letter of each of them, and there you go. That's an acronym. Isn't that an acronym, or is that a definition for something else? And I fucked up. Oh, well, I don't care. Anyway, Shane Sanchez chimed in. What's
up, Shane? Good DMV education talking for you.
Dude, yeah. Bro, my high school was built on a fucking cow pasture. Like, Jesus Christ, how do you think it's going to go? I didn't learn shit there. I learned everything in the real world. When do y'all
is when are you gonna want to come on our podcast to talk about wrestling?
He's got this Bearded Brothers thing podcast. I watched some of it last week.
I like his content though.
His content's cool. Matter of fact, I got an idea. You want to have fun tonight?
Bring him on.
Yes.
Bring him on.
Fuck it. We're going to send old Shane Sanchez an invite right here, right now. Put your money where your mouth is, Sanchez. Shane Sanchez. There he is. I had to go to the face crook. And I call it the face crook. Do you know why? Because there's a bunch of scam shit going on in that joint. I swear to God, the fucking dude that runs this thing is an idiot.
Or alien.
Nah, I don't think he's an alien. Aliens have got to be kind of intelligent because they've had to move around from planet to planet. So therefore, they've got to be a little bit more, acclimated to intelligence than we are. But we haven't gotten that far. So
he's at training. Oh, come on, man.
I mean, so it's all good. Anyway, so listen. We'll set something up, right? We'll set something up, but listen. So the whole thing with TNA and Impact and them going with their new TV deal, or them going with their new the new name back to the old name, I'm for it because Impact Wrestling, calling it the Impact Zone is one thing, but calling the company Impact just wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting anywhere. Get it? Impact, and it wasn't hitting.
I see what you did there.
It was punny. It was punny, okay? But so as long as they bring in talent, you've heard the latest rumors. You heard that CM Punk was backstage at the last show.
It seems like every week he's behind the curtains at some show.
Exactly. Exactly.
Next week, he was at Nova yesterday. He was at New Japan. He was right. It's a running meme at this point.
He's gonna be backstage at I don't know, pick a indie show coming up next week. He'll be there too. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna start dropping CM Punk is backstage at this indie show at every indie show I go to now. I think it'll be a great meme. It really will. Tonight. Oh, look, tonight CM Punk's backstage at Impact tonight too. The shit was recorded last month, but he's backstage tonight. Okay, I promise. It's ridiculous, man. It really is. So, what do you think? Do you think that this is going to make a difference?
It might help. Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're hitting all the nostalgia buttons. They're hitting all the, they're going to remarket, rebrand, well, sort of kind of in a sense. And I think that's what they needed. I don't think it's going to help them. It's not going to hurt them, but I think it's definitely going to help them.
Right. Bro, another thing that you got to look at is you got to look at it like this. What's going to sell better to advertisers? What's going to sell better on a TV market? But right now, their TV deal sucks. I've said that forever. They've got a good product. Their TV deal is shit.
Who do they have a deal with right now?
Access. AXS. It is this weird fucking channel, like 800 something. It's not a main. It's not a big hitter. It's weird. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I don't like the channel. It's mainly a music channel.
Okay. So it's okay. I see what it is. But I mean, is it basic? Like a basic channel?
Fuck no. Fuck no. It ain't basic. Basic would be like USA Network, I think is basic cable. Maybe extended basic or expanded basic, whatever they used to call that shit. Because now it's all these weird like color tiers or metal tiers or whatever. And for the low price of your firstborn, your left testy, and your right hand, you can get the super mega platinum package. Yeah. And with that comes 37 channels all playing the same thing, but they got a different sequential number behind them. That's why they're different. And they all play different commercials depending upon your demographic. If
they all play the same shows every now and then too. I know.
what would be great? Yeah, that's true. Here's actually an idea that I've been floating around, and I think it makes sense. What if they took these channels, right? Like, hear me out. Take the USA Network. Well, what if you made like USA PM or USAA? Well, USAA is a god awful thing. Well, that could be for boomers, and they could play like diabetes commercials and shit during that.
Jag on repeat.
Yeah, hey, I'm okay with watching Jag though. Jag was cool when I was a kid. Jag and Walker. But what if they made Walker Texas Ranger? You know what I'm saying? That was like the coolest Dodge truck that ever existed.
Don't forget to look behind you, because that's where the Ranger's gonna be.
Right. But no, what if they had, because all these programs are all running anyway. What if they had multiple versions of the channel, right? Where, this one here is unedited. So
you mean like how MTV tried to be, where it was like MTV, and then there was like MTV2, where it was like nothing but reality TV shows?
No, that was a stupid example of what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is like, all right, so you know how they edit movies for TV? Like if you go watch something on FX or the USA Network or whatever, it's been edited. They cut out, old boy doing a line on the table or whatever. Okay. So what if they didn't edit that out? It was a different channel. Like you have USA that you can go watch, and let's say, look, it's 8:00 and I'm watching, wrestling with my daughter. I don't want a bunch of I don't really give a shit. Neither does my kid. She's smarter than that. I've taught her better than that. But what if they had the ability to have that shit unedited to where we could hear the promo without holy shit interrupting it every 5 seconds? Because it gets pretty goddamn aggravating when it goes holy, and it mutes the whole channel. You know what I'm saying? So why don't we have an alternative version where we can watch the shit unedited? I'd be okay with that.
I don't know.
Why not?
Well, that's a FCC. That's more a FCC thing, isn't it?
You're right. It is. You're right. It is. But it's a different package, or it's a different channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. There's a channel over here. You still got the regular one, but over here, if you pay for that Super King Kong Mega one, that ultra premium platinum shit, you can get the unedited version. I'd be down with that. That'd be cool. Think about it. I'm not the worst person when it comes to ideas. But speaking of, oh no.
Okay, we're still talking about TNA now.
Yeah.
PCO, bro. Putting his body through the grinder to the limit.
Bro.
I have to agree, that man is inhuman.
There is something really wrong with that guy. There really is. But he's still entertaining. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that he's a world title draw. No, he's not. But he has his moments.
I think he kind of proved that the past weekend at the show, man. Like, dude could go. He put on a hell of a match. You're misunderstanding the two worlds here. And here's what I'm getting at. And I've said this about a lot of people and a lot of things. So being a capable wrestler, Brian Danielson, Bill Brooks, CM Punk, Tyler Black, or Seth Rollins, whatever. Those guys can go. Marketable draw. Are they going to make money for the company? That's where, unfortunately, that's where we are right now in professional wrestling. Dude, all right, prime example for you. If you had to look at your calendar right now, you go, boop, man, look, how many events you got this weekend for professional wrestling? It's probably, if it ain't in the double digits, it's at least 6 within a couple hours drive that you can go and spend your money on. Right? Now, provided you weren't getting paid to go to one, like you will and I will, but provided that you weren't being paid to go to a show on Saturday, who or where would you want to go and spend your $10 or more to walk through the door? You're going to want to go somewhere that's got a good draw, got a good name, got a good whatever. You're going to want to go somewhere and spend your money on something that you really want to see.
Yeah, because the value. I want to pay for the value. I want to make sure if I'm putting my money towards a product that I'm getting my money's worth and then some. Agreed.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So now translate that to TNA wrestling. If you translate that to TNA wrestling right now, some of your bigger draws, Moose, I'm not the biggest fan of his promo game. Moose is a hell of a competitor, got a great look, is a mean bastard. I'm down. You got Eddie Edwards. I like Eddie Edwards. I don't know how big of a draw he is. Bully Ray's still a good draw. Bully Ray is still a good draw for that company. Really. He is. So is Mickey James. So is who was the nice lady we met in Tennessee? Help me out. Any of them. Yep,
Thunder
Jordan
Rosa,
Race,
but
Thunder
that's
Rosa.
AEW. Yeah.
Well, no, she's not with AEW anymore.
True.
I'll be honest with you. As capable as she is, do you think she could be a draw in WWE?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely yes.
Now, why? Where are you going to put her in that roster that's going to make the most money? You see the point? It's not about you can have the greatest talents in the world. Put them in a position where it makes sense to make money. We, as consumers of a product, want to be entertained. There's a lot of people out there right now, here today, that are complaining about the Marvel universe for the same reason. We don't have Tony Stark. We don't, Robert Downey Jr. We don't have him right now. We don't have him anymore. We don't have Chris Evans as Captain America. Thank God we still got Cumberbatch, or however you pronounce his name.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
We still got him as Doctor Strange. Thank God. That's great. Dude, those movies are fantastic. The Doctor Strange movies are a great time. They're fantastic. I love sitting out on the couch in the living room with the wife or the kids watching the movies. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Same goes with, the Thor movies are fun. The Guardians movies are fun. But what do we got going on now? You don't have all that star power no more. You don't have all of it. You got some of it. Dude, Scarlett Johansson was a huge draw for Marvel. Now what? So you see what I'm saying? Who's the next big draw when it comes to TNA wrestling? Who's the next big draw for them? That's where rubber meets the road. Not only that, but Impact, TNA need to start traveling more. Even if they do it on a smaller circuit, they need to start traveling more. Get back to these Tennessee roots over here. Get back to the Tennessee roots and work this mid-Atlantic region. NWA's doing it based out of Atlanta right now with Corrigan. They're doing it based out of Atlanta.
Doing a fantastic job. And they're only expanding.
Exactly.
Only expanding.
Their marquee guy right now is EC3. Nothing against EC3, but I hate to break it to you. If I'm Corrigan and I'm going on a larger scale network, my guy is going to be Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona is a bigger draw than EC3. Truth is, that's the truth. There's a lot of talent out there, bro. And I mean, go ahead and talk. I hear her giggling because I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, we'll call that giggling.
She's cackling at it. My bad, y'all. I've been drinking since I got home.
I don't blame you.
Oh, it's Friday for me, baby.
Oh, it's your Friday?
It's my Friday, and I got a 3-day weekend.
Nice.
Well,
yeah, I just started the new shoot job. I'm liking it so far. Pretty dope.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you. And then every other weekend, well, not every other, but like once a month, I get like a 3 or 4 day weekend. Just how the schedule comes out, so that's pretty dope. But I'm
Right.
working long hours, but it's worth it. Working long hours, but worth it.
Bro, long hours is long hours. That's I'm like
Welcome
used
to
to the
life.
40. I was used to a 40-hour at minimum week
Mhm,
when I went when I started an office job. I
mhm.
was used to like just an abundant amount of overtime, as much as you wanted, working 10-hour plus days. I've had 16 and up hour days. I mean, like I was used to that. So when I went in to the office and it just became an 8-hour day, I've got 8 more hours of ass whipping I'm left to do. So now what do I do with my life? You know, it's
Mhm.
I've got more energy than I do ever. That's why I run so hard on the weekends. That's part of it. The other part of it is I really enjoy this shit.
Same. Like I'm
I
currently
really do.
working like 3 different projects. I got 2 trading cards I'm working on. I have some commentary I have to go back and catch up on because I haven't had a chance to actually sit down with my recording stuff, my high quality stuff to actually do it. I'm kind of a stickler for that. So if I'm going to be giving you uh, audio, I want to make sure it sounds crisp and good. So yeah,
Right.
had to do a bit of an inventory on the on some of the equipment, but we'll find it's fine. It gives me a chance to upgrade to something better. So
Well, that's like, I'm really considering in my next investment round, I'm really considering investing in a higher quality setup for commentary. Just for me to have, here's the kicker with that. Yeah, I've got no problem doing it, but if I do it, the price tag goes up because now I got to pay for the parts.
yep, gotta bring in the
It's
equipment.
right.
Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense.
It's just like everything else. The more you do, the more it costs. I mean, it's a thing. But back to what we were talking about with TNA and all that mess. I don't know who they're going to put the strap on to really elevate that company in 2024. Um, I liked his name is escaping me. Uh, Tall, bald headed wrestler guy, but he was like
That's
he was a wrestler's
pretty
wrestler.
big.
No, he was like a
Yeah.
collegiate wrestler, an amateur wrestler. You know who I'm talking about. He was in a tag team with the dude who went to AEW and ain't done shit. Ethan something or other.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you also got to think that they're also bringing back. They're doing the territory thing too. So who's to say what exactly they're doing? If they're splitting up brands, or one area,
TNA's
one.
TNA's
No,
doing the
NWA. Well, you said
NWA
NWA.
is.
So
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said TNA. My bad.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, but when we're talking about NWA at the moment, because so maybe they'll do the one thing where Matt Cardona is big guy in one area, and then EC3 is a big guy to another area as they're expanding their territory, and build up little hubs. That would make sense because you could have one show in one city, one show in another city, and then you could split it up, especially with that TV deal that they're doing. It just makes sense because then you have the show, wrestling on one part of the week, and the rest of the week you do the behind the scenes reality TV special.
well, the other way you do that is, let's say that the NWA does, and I'm gonna drop this name because I feel like that's what he's doing. Cole Maccabee. What Cole Maccabee's doing right now is Cole Maccabee's got these champions, right? He's got, Drew Hood as the United Heavyweight Champion. You've
And
got
rightfully
Brino,
so. It just
of,
sounds so good to say and hear.
of course,
Say it again.
Drew Hood as the
Uh-huh.
United Heavyweight Champion.
Oh,
You've
just
got
rolls off the
Brino
tongue.
Royce and Luca Daniels
Mhm.
together as the Summit Fight Club as your United Tag Team Champions. I'm not sure what they're doing with the junior heavyweight title as of yet. I don't know. I don't know if that's being converted into a United Junior Heavyweight, or I don't know what the deal is there yet. But anyway, so he's got these champions, and what he'll do is he'll work with another promotion and say, "Hey, look, you got a open match spot on your card. Great. I got it taken care of. Here's this guy, and they're going for this title, and have fun. So if the NWA does that, let's say that what they signed, Exodus Pro or something. Exodus, wasn't it Exodus? It was Exodus. So they took Exodus, right? They signed them. So now let's say that they take EC3 versus pick Jabroni number 1 from fucking local indie fed, and they're gonna have a match there. Well, he just helped that place draw more people because EC3, NWA, yada yada. You know, he's helping them with that, but he's also putting his brand out there on utilizing their product. It's smart business on both ends.
Exactly.
He's still getting marketing out of it.
It's just good for business. All right, moving on. What else we got going on? Well, we just kind of mentioned one NWA TV deal.
Well, yeah,
what they're doing.
So the CW is a good channel for that. It really is, because it's on like basic cable. Hell, I remember watching the CW when it was originally called the WB.
WB. Yeah, I remember waking up Saturday morning to watch WB. You know.
Yep, the cartoons and shit. Yeah, man. Every day when I came home from school, watching the WB. I'm pretty sure that was the Animaniacs were on that shit.
Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, Pinky and the Brain. Freakazoid was one of my favorites.
I remember Freakazoid. Jesus Christ. Talk about a name I haven't heard in 30 years. But so many things that I can remember about that channel. Wrestling's not one of them. So for wrestling to be on that channel, I'm not against it. I think that's going to be
It's a big freaking deal. I'm going to call it right now, and I'm just going to manifest out there. One of the dreams, to show up on the NWA. You're going to see this face on there. I guarantee it. I'm hoping for it. No, not even hope. I'm manifesting it.
Right.
By next year, sometime next year or the year after that, you're going to see some very familiar faces on there. Cheers to that.
Yep. Look, cheers to you. I'll take another drink for that. I brought the bottle outside, so I'm good. Look, that's what's in the bag, buddy. That is what's in the bag.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, I never had the gold bag until this time. I've drank a lot of the purple bag, and here recently I've been drinking a lot of the, and then I've been drinking a lot of the black bag as well. But now I got the gold bag, and the gold bag, my friend. This shit is great.
It's another level, huh? You need to bring that to. Well, no, you bring that to another meeting. I was going to say another show. No, meeting.
Yeah, next meeting we have. You know, well, hold on. If we arrive early enough at a meeting in November, could we have a drink before we start?
I'm down for that.
That I don't see why not.
Oh, and then we just go look for Huckabee if you want any of the home personal stuff. Good old Uncle Huck with his moonshine.
Oh Jesus, dude! Well, it's got to be the real shit though.
No, it's legit, my guy.
Oh, okay,
it's legit.
I don't know. The shit I got came from some West Virginia hillbilly with about one tooth. He used it as a can opener. That guy. That's where I used to get my moonshine from. Up there, not too far from an area called Berkeley Springs. Berkeley Springs, West Virginia.
Touched upon that. We touched about NWA. I'm excited. NWA is just blowing up, and you're seeing so many talents on there, man. It's just gonna grow, especially with the expansion that they're doing. It's gonna be fantastic.
Right.
Now let's see. Oh yeah, just dropped yesterday. I think everybody was just as surprised to see the Nature Boy on AEW. Yo, what's up with that?
So I get it. I don't. So I've got multiple faces to this.
Mm-hmm.
Great to see Ric Flair up and moving around.
Yeah.
Strutting a bit, doing a chop to Sting. You know, all right, that's cool. That was good. That was great. Wasn't it the same people that were just bitching about how bad of a person he was, and you'll never see him in AEW because of that shit he did 30 years ago on an airplane? or whatever. Didn't that just happen like last year or earlier this year? Do you remember that? Because I remember that. And now he's on TV. Okay, sure. I don't care. It's funny. That part's funny to me. But guess what? Ric Flair getting paid to be on TV at his age? Hell yeah. Go for it. I'm down.
It was crazy to see. Wasn't expecting that. That was not on the wrestling bingo card.
Nope, it wasn't. I made the joke. Somebody said, "What is Tony Khan's big surprise for Sting?" I said, "His present is a bronze statue." Think about it for just a minute, and you'll understand why I said the bronze statue.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he got him a gift. It's a bronze statue. But realistically, cool. I hope that they've got something set up to do with him. I don't want to see him get jumped like he did used for the Batista Triple H angle. I want to see something out of this. I don't know what. Do I want to see Ric Flair in a match today? No, I really don't. But I'm not going to be mad if that happens.
No, I mean, I don't know. The last match, he needs a redemption match after that last matchup, man.
Does he really?
I don't know. It's great to see you, Rick. I love to see you back in the ring, but at the same time, you should stay away from the ring. It'd be cool to see him have like a protege, somebody under his wing that he's, mentoring and building up. It'd be great to see something like that. He's just kind of, not really a manager, but kind of like mentorship of some sort.
Hold on. Sting's last match, Revolution, right? Coming up.
Mhm.
Okay. Here's the angle we're getting to from here to there. Andrade versus Darby Allin is going to be a feud. So it'll be a tag team match with Sting and Darby versus Rick and Andrade El Idolo. There's your Revolution matchup for Sting and your retirement match for him.
That'll be that. You know what? That wouldn't be too bad.
Don't worry, Tony. You can find me online. You can call me. I will help you. The moment they said head booker he's thinking about stepping down as head booker. What the hell is a head booker? You have a committee for a booking committee, or you have a booker? There's two things here. There's not
I think he has a committee in general.
I don't know. But look, speaking of last night's AEW Dynamite, I am not at all against the idea of seeing Kenny Omega and MJF mix it up Saturday night on Collision. And I'm going to tell you why. Look at the ratings for Collision, folks. Don't believe me? Go look at Brandon Thurston's Twitter account. He's got all that WrestleNomics shit on there. That's him. He knows it all. I bet you
he does the math, so we don't have to.
I bet you that will actually do something for the ratings. Why? Because that's actually a really good caliber match, and they're giving it away on TV. That's not a mistake that was made by WCW. That didn't go bad in WCW. That wasn't the problem. That wasn't what caused the downfall of WCW. The downfall of WCW is between Vince Russo and a couple of those other outside players who wanted to have creative control as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I did there with that outside player, right?
I see what you did there. That was adorable.
I'm not blaming it on Kevin Nash.
Trey's cute. Let's see.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming it on Kevin Nash. I like Kevin Nash. I really do. I just wish he could get in and out of the ring without blowing a quad. It'd be cool. But, or we could be like Vince and blow both of them getting in the ring the next time. I don't know. That'll forever go down in the annals of time of, oh my God.
Yeah. Did that just happen? Really?
You got angry, hit your legs on the way up, and snap both them bastards. Wow. Hold on. Lyle Foster said, bring back Goldberg. Why? Do you think that Goldberg would be a needle mover for them? I don't think so. Goldberg's not a needle mover for the WWE. If you look at ratings and trends and everything else, NXT was already doing the numbers they were doing or close to it when they brought in Cena, Taker, Cody, and whoever else. It didn't do anything, right? So if it didn't do anything, I just don't feel like it'll do anything. And then Lyle, I guess, threw us, thumbs up, right? See? Good point. See? Fantastic. Temperature drop. That temperature dropped awful quick out here. Where the hell's my... Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was weird, man. It was like in 33s, 43s this morning. And then it just was 77 for the rest of the day out of the blue. And then it dropped again.
Bro, I was outside on my lunch break doing what I normally do. I was sitting there in the sun like this, smoking a cigar and just relaxing on my lunch. And it was so beautiful out. And I can't wait for tomorrow. I got some stuff that needs to get, my car needs some love. I need to clean up some things. I got some appointments for tomorrow, but
you don't have any shows this weekend, do you? You just,
I
got
I got 2 shows this weekend. That's why I'm off from work Sunday, because I got to be at work someplace else Sunday.
Thomas Scott.
What is up, sir? How are you?
Cheers, sir.
Yep. Cheers to you. Hang on. Cheers to you, Thomas. Thomas a while back wanted me to tell everybody something, and I'm still not okay with it. So we'll have to wait until we get some other things down the road. Then we'll talk about something going on. Anyway, listen, yeah, I got 2 shows this weekend. I've got the Holly Godsko Memorial Cup.
That's right. That is this weekend. Yep.
That's Saturday. And then XWW's pay-per-view is in Monroe on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got those 2 shows I'm booked at. Friday, I'm probably not doing much of anything other than, my appointments and cleaning the car up. I gotta make it pretty for the weekend, man.
I hear you. I think, let's see, I don't have anything wrestling wise. I got a modeling thing I gotta do on the weekend for an upcoming show here in town. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for October. And then we're just rolling into November.
I'm booked the first weekend of November too. Booked November 3rd for XWW. XWW's got more shows than anybody I know of. Mm-hmm. They are constantly running. But we've already got our dates for next year for some companies.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. I don't even know how many shows that was. 10, 11, 12. I'm already booked through 2024 for one company. Done. And I got all the dates already, so I'm down with that. And that's awesome. Let's see, what else is there? Dude, WWE was just kind of WWE this week. They did their normal stuff, and they're still hitting their high notes on the ratings. It's just been kind of a lull for what they're doing. Okay. You know what?
Yeah, we could do it. That's up to you, Thomas. I would love to have you on. Let's set a time next week for that. Talk to Ron about it, and we'll set it up.
Hold on. This ain't going to take but a few minutes. I already know what this is. I haven't talked to you, but I already know what this is. And there's a reason why I haven't talked to you about it. I just haven't. I'm one of those people where the reason I'm in, and this goes to wrestling and a lot of other things, the reason I'm entrusted with a lot of the things that I'm entrusted with is because I don't sell anything. I don't let anybody's personal shit get out there. I keep everything. When you tell me something, I'm where it goes to die. Okay. Because it's a respect thing.
Same.
Right. So with it being a respect thing,
it's a respect thing.
Right. So real quick, Thomas wants to jump on and tell everybody what's going on. Mr. Scott, how are you?
As good as it can be.
Right.
Can't hear you. He's not. He's not
Oh,
on
I
the
can hear
stage,
him.
man. You have to add him. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, he's here.
How you
I
doing,
can see.
David?
hey, how you doing, Mr. Scott? Doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Well, you look a lot better than you did when I first met you.
Yeah, yeah. You can say that again. Yeah.
Hanging upside down. Ron, you still got that picture?
Hell yeah, I still got that picture. I'm
Oh,
gonna throw that
God.
picture.
He does. He puts it on like every week now.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's why.
It is. It is. I should get it framed.
I'll give the caption. I'll get a caption of it.
There it is. There's Thomas and David.
There's David, and there's me saving him.
Jesus Christ.
You know, a fan
That
tried to
was
run
a-
away with that shoe. That was the funny thing.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I remember that well. That's when I met you and Natalina and a couple others that day. Well, let's get down to it.
Floor is yours.
You know, Ron, you've worked for me. David, you've been around me. You've worked for me.
Mhm.
And you know, for the first time in my life, I'm actually at a point where wrestling doesn't matter to me anymore. And there's a reason behind it. It's not that I don't love wrestling. I've always loved wrestling. And a lot of people's been wondering about my absence. In July of this year, I was diagnosed with stage 2 pancreatic cancer. And this is a cancer that I'm fighting all the way. So my concentration went from wrestling to fighting. And so for now, I'm done with wrestling. There won't be any more Pro Wrestling Savage or Titan Wrestling. And I know a lot of people might not like me. Some people do. I don't really care at this point. The only thing I care about is the people that do love me. They're there for me. I'm having a really rough go. I went from 345 pounds. Now I'm down to 190.
Mm.
So I mean, it's
You
really,
lost my weight as an adult. It's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. I feel like I lost my ex-wife.
Yeah. There you go.
But anyway, but it's not gonna beat me. I promise that I will be back. Um, of course, there's no real cure for pancreatic cancer. And if people really want to know what it's like, it's what killed Alex Trebek, Patrick Swayze, and Farrah Fawcett.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm really dealing with something hard, but I'm gonna be the first to beat it.
Well,
So
I mean, you got your priorities. You know, you're kicking ass and you're fighting through, and that's all that we can ask for that you do. I mean,
Yeah, man.
and
just
I mean,
rest
I
up.
want to, yeah, that's all I can do is rest and radiation and which is kind of cool because I don't really have to pay to go to a barber to get my head shaved anymore.
Well, there's that.
Saves about $45 every 2 weeks, so that helps out. But you know, I'm trying to remain positive about it, and it's really hard. But I just want everybody to know, Ron, Dave, and I love you guys. You guys are great, and I appreciate everything that y'all are doing to keep wrestling alive. Much
Very
like
much
what I tried
appreciate
to do very much like what I tried to do during COVID.
that. Mhm.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is, and I'll be back.
And you know, I'm hoping I get to see you at a show when I make it up there to North Carolina.
Oh, you will Saturday.
Oh,
Who you
really?
think's bringing the ring to the Holly Yatsko?
Oh, hell.
Well, nice.
There we go.
Yeah, I still go attend a few shows here and there. I just don't very often.
Well, you won't be doing too much while you're there. I put it to you that way. You grab a hold of that. You grab a hold of that ring, and I'm gonna grab a hold of you.
Well,
You better, Ron. You better. You be
No.
there enjoying the show.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I know I can't pick up the ring by myself anymore, so
No, so we were working this show, man. We were working outside in Salisbury at the
Mhm.
Connected Wellness and Entertainment Center. And George South is there, and he's hemming and hawing, trying to get everybody moving around, and everybody's
Come on,
putting the
get
ring together.
fruits.
Yeah,
You hear 'em.
everybody's putting the ring together. Well, it turns out this Joker is pretty much dressed out, bro. I don't remember if the mat was on it or not, but I think everything else was there. I don't remember the skirts, but so
the
it's
skirts weren't
uneven.
there, but everything else was.
Okay, so everything else was. He
Mhm.
remembers better than I do.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it's uneven, and it's visibly uneven. I'm talking 3 inches out on one corner. Thomas walks over to the corner of a 16 by 16,
It's
dressed
18
out.
by 18.
That one's 18?
That's an 18 by 18.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that was an 18 by 18. Well,
Damn.
so this dude walks over to the corner of an 18 by 18 ring, picks up the son of a bitch by himself, and 2 and 3 guys scramble to stack wood underneath of it. He sets it back down. He goes, I think we're all right, boys. And he walks over and lights up a fucking cigarette and leans up against the stage. I was like, yeah, you don't want to be doing that too many more times there, fella.
Boy, you was right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Was that the last show we did there? I think it was.
yeah, it was the last show that I did at Connected because the next one I did at Harley Davidson.
Oh, yeah. Man, Harley Davidson was fun. That was a fun show.
Well, the best show I think we did is the one at the school
That was really good too.
where
Yeah,
I
that
managed
was
to get 6 legends there.
awesome. Well, it was marketed right. We were at the gathering the day
6
before.
legends?
Dude,
Yeah, I
go
had
ahead.
6 legends there.
Okay.
I had Ricky Morton there. I had both the Fantastics. I had Sam Houston. Well, I had 5 legends. I had Sam Houston and George South, all on one show,
Mm-hmm.
and I only paid
Nice.
for one of them. The rest of them come and bought tickets.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was a charity event we did for a school.
Uh-huh.
I got my hand slapped at that show for something I said on a microphone.
I got called in the ring, and I got called in the ring with the legends when I was trying to honor them.
Yeah, that was me. I made that call. You made it happen. Why am I not bringing you in the ring? That's not it.
Yeah.
But during the main event, Drew Hood called me a Pee Wee Herman lookalike, and when I got the microphone back, Sweet Dreams looked at me and he goes like this. And I thought he was telling me to say something, say something back to him. I didn't know he was trying to motion me to get out the ring. I thought he was telling me to say something back to him. So I grabbed the microphone and I said, well, I guess you would know what a pedophile looked like, wouldn't you? And I got out the ring after that. We're in a school. We're in a school.
Wow.
The principal's eyes got big as silver dollars, Jack. That was messed up. It was funny as hell, though.
That show was kind of cool because we were on the 6 different news stations that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I didn't even ask for any of this publicity, but we got it.
Right.
And, David, you worked a show with me that I was doing for charity too. It seems like that's all I ever did was charity shows.
Yeah, that was at a church. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was bleeding, remember? I did a hardcore match at a church.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
good old days, man. I miss them. Out of 35 years of wrestling, there's some of my last years are my favorites. The time with Titan, owning Titan and running it, and the
The
guys
COVID
I've met.
Dome.
Yeah, owning the COVID Dome. I'm the only idiot that would open up a damn wrestling arena in the middle of a pandemic, and made it work for 6 months until they took my lease away.
Right. Now,
did I ever tell you how I got the COVID Dome? Why I got the COVID Dome?
no.
Okay, so I was doing shows outside in parking lots, and there was a promoter that was a nasty bastard, and I'm not going to mention his name because that's just not me. Pedophile Zulu. I mean, yeah, never mind. Sorry, I had to clear my throat, Zulu.
I
But
think his name rhymes with sack, right? Like nut
yeah,
sack.
yeah,
Yeah.
nut sacks and yeah, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he had got on one of my live feeds and just started downing everything, calling us unprofessional and this. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, what's unprofessional about my show? There's a ring there, there's music, there's actual wrestlers. What's unprofessional? Well, man, you don't own a ring, you're renting a ring, and you're owning a building. You're not in a building, and this and that and the other. I said, okay, you've been a nasty bastard. So USA Main Event had the building before me, and Chad Scott contacted me, and he's like, hey, you want to buy me out of my building? So yes, I do. So I bought the building along with a
Hmm.
ring and lights, and I had flames and everything. I had everything in the building. I had a miniature NXT building. I mean, real miniature scale. I mean, if it had a shed out back, that would have been my building. But anyway, lo and behold, a month after I got it, guess who appears and asks me, can they rent from me?
The same guy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same guy that called me unprofessional because I didn't have my own stuff. Come to find out, he didn't own a ring either. He didn't have a building to run out of. He didn't even have a sound system. But yet I was the unprofessional one. And I made some pretty special stuff happen with Titan, I think. We was running every other weekend. People were paying attention. We had we was doing one Facebook Live, and we got over 50,000 views in the first night.
Oh wow,
And
that's
it simply
awesome.
well, it wasn't because we were great. It was because there wasn't any wrestling. There wasn't any independent wrestling at the time. We were at least giving people something to watch. And during that time, every wrestler that worked for me, every cameraman, every announcer, everything got paid out of my pocket. And I kept that up for 6 months. And I mean, some of my shows were costing around
That
$2,200
just
to do a
says
show.
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's what we call passion.
I spent $2,200 on one show.
Hmm?
Yeah. And that's not counting the seminar that I had for that show. I had Dr. Tom Pritchard there for 2 days, and I paid him like I think it was like $1,300
Damn.
plus a hotel stay. And here's the kicker: this is what really tore my nerves up, and it was kind of the final straw. Is
Mhm.
I gave wrestlers an opportunity to learn from one of the best, and I opened it up to 50 people at $35 for 2 days of learning, 2 8-hour days. 16 hours of learning from a guy that was a WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a WWE Hall of Famer, uh, Texas Heavyweight Champion, Mid Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, and trained some of the best wrestlers out there. And only 10 people took advantage of it.
Wow.
So how'd I fill out those spots? The people that I saw that didn't have the money, I let them have the spots that was left.
Wow.
And you know what really bothers me is not one of them even calls to say hello now. But anyway, I just wanted to say what was kind of going on with me and why I've been so ghosted. I've been ghosting everything lately and just staying away from everybody for a while.
Well, and it's understandable, when something like that happens, you really got to sit back and recalibrate yourself and you got to
Yeah.
recalibrate, what you're doing and who you're around and everything else, because you don't want any more negative. And then also, I know you well enough to know that you got pride. So for you to come on air and be vulnerable is unlike you, but it's you wanting to be honest with everybody. So it's,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Well, Ron, you was actually there during my Christmas show that didn't happen, and still because of a ring issue, and I still paid all my wrestlers.
You did.
And
You did.
that actually hurt me. I mean, I think that hurt me the most because of the simple fact I was doing a charity to help children,
Right.
and I couldn't even do the show to help them. And I knew I was going to lose money either way. I looked at it, whether the ring was there or whether it wasn't. I wasn't going to make anything.
Right.
But I'd rather have lost the money and had the show than to not have the show at all and still lose the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull the fourth wall back on that one just a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It wasn't for lack of trying either
Yeah.
that didn't happen. Thomas had actually switched trailers that day and everything else, trying to get that ring there, even if he had gotten it there late. Well, then all of a sudden he shows up, no ring, and we're like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do this shit on the concrete. This is gonna hurt. But well, lo and behold, he broke the bad news to everybody. We understood what happened. And, he came over to me, and you know me, I'm at the back of the car. I'm opening up the humidor, show's out. I'm gonna smoke. It is what it is. So I handed Thomas a cigar. He handed me an envelope. I looked in the envelope and I'm like, nope. I gave him half of the rate back. All I did was take out my gas. I didn't, because I didn't feel like taking the money was the right thing to do. I didn't.
Mhm.
But that's me, and I'm me. I'm not everybody else. I'm not a worker. I'm me.
Yeah, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I promised the guys what they was going to get paid, and that's what I made sure they was going to get paid.
Yep.
And what I didn't tell anybody is when I went home that night, I was penniless. I barely made it home with gas because I had to go all the way to Bessemer City to go get a ring that was supposedly already on the trailer. When I get there, I had to tear it down by myself, put it on a trailer, and then the trailer had 2 flat tires. I borrowed another trailer, put everything off the trailer onto the other trailer, and then my truck just wasn't strong enough to pull that trailer. And I tried every way in the world to get that ring there.
We had a lot of rain. The ground was wet. Your truck was covered in mud. The back of it was covered in mud.
And then, not to mention, I was told all this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when the show was at 5, that I had to come and get the ring while I was at work.
Wow.
Yeah. It was just a dicked up situation.
Yeah.
I ended up leaving there and going to Maryland when I left that show that night.
Yeah, I remember you went to Maryland straight from that show, and I was like, wow, dude.
Well, I drove back to Spartanburg first, then I drove to Maryland. I think I stopped driving about 1 or 2 o'clock that morning. I switched with the other guy who was with me, and he drove the rest of the way. We got to Southern Maryland right around 6 o'clock. We were there for the opening of a restaurant that I frequent every time I go to Maryland. I go to this place called Abel's Diner. It's in Clements intersection. I used to work there when I was younger, and them people are family. So I've known them all my life. So either way.
Well, before I go, I was gonna tell a few things of my favorite moments with you two. Ron, one of my favorite moments with you is when we was at the gathering and me and you was sitting outside right before the show smoking cigars, and Kyle was sitting with us. And we was all cracking jokes and everything, sitting in that little small ass car smoking a cigar.
Yeah. All right, Thomas's big ass sitting in a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
and Braden Marshall sitting behind him.
Now, David,
funny.
my all-time favorite will always be when I saved your ass. But my favorite time
Yeah.
since then was what New Year's Eve at Ground Zero when you was the ring announcer and I had to run music for him, and they had the damn DJ and he was so damn loud you couldn't even hear the ring music.
No.
Oh man.
We had a
Because I kept handing him, I kept going back to Tom. I'm like, hey, look, this has to be played, and run back out. And it was fun though. It was a lot of fun. The crowd was
a lot of
great
fun.
though. They were.
Oh my God, man, that was a big crowd in there, and they were into it big time. And I mean,
At one point, the mic stopped working. I just kind of put it down. I just started screaming, announcing that one.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember, and I was like, I've got a mic over here if you just grab mine.
Oh my God.
And your pointy shoes. I'll never forget your pointy shoes.
Everybody digs the shoes. Those are my
I
favorite
dig
pair
it,
of shoes
man.
now.
And the thing was, is that night was the first time I'd seen Natalina since she worked for me like 3 years prior.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
we've had some fun in this business.
Oh, definitely.
And I can't say that I haven't had fun. I mean, over the years, I've seen and done a lot of stuff that would probably get people arrested. Well, which did get me arrested a couple of times.
That's
But
called heat.
yeah,
Clifford
yeah.
sick. Imagine these two guys in a smart car.
yeah,
That wouldn't be very smart, Cliff.
No.
yeah, because I'm gonna tell you what. There's Ron, and you got two big guys sitting in a Ford Focus with him.
Man,
I
you
mean,
know
there's
that
no
car
room in the
finally
back.
died.
Did it?
Yeah, it
I
finally
like that
died back
car.
in May. It died back
And
in May.
I'll tell you what got me is now one of the things Ron got me with is he'd pick me up from my apartment to go to Monroe to watch an XWW show he was working.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm getting something to drink, and I've just been going through a divorce, and my nerves were shot, and I dropped the damn soda on my pants. First thing Ron looks at me and says, "What'd you do? Piss yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah." Mad Dog Fulton scared the piss out of me.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where this guy got a random stain on his crotch from. I didn't realize he spilt his drink.
Yeah. I was like, whatever. But I was sitting there going, oh my God. But one of the good things is through this bad spurt of my life, I met the woman I'm in love with, and she's a great person. She takes really good care of me and keeping me eating right. That's for one thing.
Yeah.
And kicking my ass every time I go in my truck because she knows I'm going to smoke. And she's a really good woman, but she's at work right now, so she's not going to be able to see me smoking. So I'm not getting my ass kicked tonight.
Well, until you share the video and she sees it on your social media, and then she's like, "Oh, that asshole."
She doesn't have social media. She doesn't like social media.
Oh man, there you go.
Good.
You got a winner.
So there you're in luck. Then you're good. You're good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm good. So if either one of y'all tell her, you remember, I can still fight.
Who? Who?
I
I don't know that guy.
Ron.
I don't know that guy. The hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Nah.
Who is Thomas Scott? I don't know that motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, hell, a lot of guys in this business say, I don't like that one or don't know that motherfucker. But it is what it is, man. You know what? I've had a lot of fun over the years. I've got to travel with some really cool people. Like Ricky Morton and Carrie. Carrie, I love Carrie to death. I'll never forget Carrie Morton. That kid is a phenomenal athlete, and he's going to make it big one day. You mark my words. And Chase Emery, and I even got to travel with Buddy Landell once.
Wow.
Which
Cool.
was really scary because if you think me and Braden Marshall look funny in a Ford Focus, you ever seen me and Buddy Landell in a Porsche?
Oh no.
Yeah, that part. Traveling from Tennessee to Spartanburg.
Uh-uh.
In a Porsche?
Yeah.
Wow.
In a Porsche. And at that time, I was 320 pounds, and Buddy was every bit of 360. And we was in a Porsche Carrera. I'm telling you, we had to take the top off so I could get out.
Where the hell did you put the gear?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I don't know, man, we were drunk. Do you think we knew?
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we got to.
thanks a lot.
I've got to ride with Wahoo McDaniels to shows, and you
Mhm.
know, over the years, I got to do a lot of cool stuff and got to meet a lot of cool people. So I'm not gonna say that I regret my career. I regret it's over because I feel like I
I
still
mean,
had
it ain't
more
over.
in me.
It isn't over until it's over. And like you said, this is you're just taking a break because you're taking care of yourself. You'll be back.
What, you think I'm gonna get back in the damn ring? I'm 50. I just turned 50 last week.
No, well, happy belated birthday. I know I said
Happy
it to you online,
belated.
but happy birthday.
Yeah, David.
Oops.
Forgot to tell me happy birthday, you asshole.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
That's all right.
Thomas,
anyway,
we appreciate you being on, buddy.
Hey,
We
I
really
appreciate
do.
you guys having me, and it's good seeing you guys.
Good to see
Well, you
you.
guys
I'll
have a
see
good
you
day.
Saturday. I'll
I'll
see you Saturday.
And David, I'll find a show that you're on and come and see you one last time and aggravate the shit out of you.
I
There you go.
appreciate it.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, Ron, make sure you have a cigar with that, man.
Yeah.
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 Definitely
Yeah.
have a cigar with this man.
I've got them. Listen, I've got them in the humidor right now, getting ready for this weekend. They should be ready because not every time do you get the freshest, which I didn't get tonight. But it is what it is. I've got some chilling in the humidor, waiting for this weekend.
All right, that works for
Fantastic.
me.
There you go.
Hey, good seeing you guys. Much love to both of you.
You too, boss. We'll see you soon.
You too.
See you later.
All right. But, dude, so a cancer diagnosis is nothing to snark at, and
No, I mean, all things considered, he looks good. He looks
does
great. He even
And
says he's eating healthier. He's
he's fighting
he
it.
looks
And
fantastic.
he's in good spirits.
Yeah.
Dropping that weight probably helped him out. But you see why I didn't want to be the one to say what was going on.
I respect it. More power to you, man.
Like that's me. Like, yeah, I know the guy, and yeah, he told me to say it. Nah, brother. It's not me to do that. So you were at some shows over the weekend, right? Last weekend, weren't you at a show? You were somewhere last week, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was.
What happened
I was
where
in
you
DC.
were? Oh, what happened where you were?
I was at 2 shows.
Oh yeah, Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Man, I was a bee's a little beaver. Yeah. Strong Style Pro was at the Amherst Fair. There were some shenanigans afoot. I think the main takeaway from that weekend for SSP is the girls are badasses. Doesn't matter who's in that ring in SSP; those girls can go. Don't mess with the great Sasaki. You're gonna get headbutted.
Okay.
Next time I put an ad out and am doing consulting for a promoter for talent, got to check the background check on those talents. There's these 2 little young upstarts, Christian and RJ, who came in and felt entitled to not only get a shot at the tag team championships, which I don't know how that happened. They jump on my podcast. They jump on the live as I'm recording it on commentary. You know what? I get it. I respect it. They're trying to make a statement, but I think they put a target on their back because
you don't mess with business.
Exactly. There's a way to mess with business. The current internet SSP champion wins his match. And I got to give it to them. The guys were sneaky about it. They end up stealing the belt. They steal the belt from the champion, even though the champ won. So I had to offer my asset protection services. I had to offer my services to SSP and to the champ. And the kid's still running out with the belt somehow. Don't know how that happened.
Man, that's tough. That's
Very
tough.
interesting weekend so far. But the fans there were great. The crowd was great. It's a fair show. It was outside. It almost got rained out, but it didn't. But the crowd was fantastic. I had a good time. The crowd was into it. The matches were fun. They were fantastic. And I can't wait to see when the next show is going to be. Their SSP. SSP is now expanding. They're getting their works of their venue and getting the rest of their calendar set up. So I'm going to be there for that.
Hell yeah. So,
and then Saturday I was in DC. I was up in the hometown area with Intense Action Wrestling, where I did share. Yeah, run it back. It was great. Dude, the card was amazing. Every match was like a main event match potential. Unfortunately, my client Gabriel Kai did not win the championship, so they had like this battle royale style. Last two ended up having a full match. Gabriel this close to walking away with a belt. Wow. Taken away from him by his Mr. Isaiah. I still say it was stolen. I still say he gets a rematch. Because, going through a gauntlet of a battle royal and then having that match at the end, let's start them out fresh. You know what I mean? Throw them in fresh, see what could happen. There was too many variables.
Right.
So that was a cool match. Seeing Risk put these kids into their paces, defending the All Go No Quit championship was phenomenal. And there was a lot of talent from the DMV that got their eyes. That got their presence known in front of the crowd, in front of the DMV, and in front of the wrestling, and it was great. I worked with two wonderful commentators. I worked with Michael McNutt and Jason, who were my co-commentators. We found our flow, and it was great. I had a blast. I think there's something else. What am I missing? Anything else? Oh yeah, Wolf Spider made its debut on camera. It literally fell on us with my commentary out of nowhere. My commentator friend jumped, and we had to remove the Wolf Spider live as we were recording commentary. So it was good times. Good times.
Wow, bro. So
it was huge.
My weekend started off with XWW in Charlotte. Actually, no, we were not in Charlotte. We were in. Yeah. This was at Waxhaw. I'm sorry. We were in Waxhaw. So the crowd at Waxhaw is always ravenous, man. Like, so damn near got rained out Friday night, right? But so the show started about 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
We normally start at 7. It started at 7:30. But dude, there had to be every bit of 200, 250 people outside in that cool weather. And I got to tell you about this taco truck. So before I even tell you anything, Waxhaw Tap House brought in a taco truck. I don't remember the name. Tapitos, something. I don't remember. But they had a taco truck. Now, you know me, and you and me, us being from up there, where we're from, taco trucks and as they call them, food trucks. Well, as we call them where we're from, we call them roach coaches because those bitches are normally nasty, right? Well, this thing,
look, you call them that. I call them roach coaches to get some authentic freaking tacos.
All right. Well, look. Okay, look. Cliff hooked me up. It's jalapenos. Okay. Or am I saying that wrong? Is that jalapenos? That's jalapenos. That's jalapenos. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So my bad. I didn't remember. That was the name of the food truck there. So anyway, they had authentic Cubano sandwiches, bro.
Oh,
So here's the trick. I was like, I want a Cubano sandwich. Hold the mustard. I don't want mustard. I got bad problems with mustard. And hold the pickles. This sumbitch comes out about yay thick. And just to give you an idea, like that's my glass. It was thicker than my glass, dog. Like it was
nice.
fucking for real.
What was the damage on that sandwich?
About 15. About $15. But it
Did it
came
come
with
with
some
did it come with chips?
chips.
Did it come with chips?
Yeah, it came with chips. And they were so good. The chips were good. The sandwich was fantastic. It was so good. I've been looking up places nearby where I can get an authentic Cuban sandwich, and I can't find shit. Somebody said Tropical Grill might have one that's decent, and I'm like, yeah, but Tropical Grill's a chain. Like it can't be so good because it's a chain. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can go to Roadhouse if you
Hence
want to get
my
a steak.
original statement about food trucks. It's not
But
a
anyway,
chain. It's a family-owned, family-made tacos. That's how
anyway,
you know it's good.
that sandwich was fantastic. It was so good. Even the next day, I heated it up and split it with my wife. And she was like, "Oh my God, this came out of a food truck." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. This is not like the food trucks we're used to." Because you gotta remember, DC, Baltimore. I mean, there's some roach coaches up in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore's, you're lucky if you don't get gangrene trying to open the door at a place there. Like it's disgusting. Anyway, so they had a handful of matches. Sephiroth interfered in a triple threat between Fury, Holt, and Ballantyne. So he interfered. The match got thrown out. Luke Fury retained his XWW TV title. Uriah went up against Thomas Extreme, and the Cardio Casanova barely shenaniganed his way to that win. I mean, like, old boy
Barely
had to pull
shenanigan.
out. Oh, yeah. He barely won even with the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took everything to beat Uriah. Dude, Uriah's a beast. When people start seeing that guy more, he's going to be unstoppable. He is a powerhouse.
Agreed.
He is a fantastic wrestler. I can't wait for people to discover him. And he's a cop. Like, legit. Really, in the real world, he's a cop. So like the dude's got his A game on. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything negative about him. Hardcore title, Johnny Faith defeated Metal Shark. Now the problem with that is the 24/7 rules on the hardcore title, because then out came his little goons there, Metal Shark's little cronies, and they destroyed Johnny Faith. And Metal Shark was able to get the belt back before scampering off. JP Lehman versus Rob Killjoy was unreal. JP Lehman ended up getting the victory over the Ugly Duckling in what was a hard-fought contest for both men.
What?
Now, yeah. So then after that, JP Lehman decides he wants to talk a bunch of smack, and he complains about losing the number one contendership Battle Royal to Cam Jackson. Well, Cam Jackson comes out and says, "I'll put it on the line against you." And Cam Jackson whooped his ass. So Cam Jackson beat JP Lehman.
Rightfully so.
Then we had a triple threat. Oh, go ahead.
I found the food truck.
You found a food truck, or you found that food truck?
Food truck. It's jalapeno.
Okay, it is jalapeno. Okay, yeah. That's what Cliff said. Yeah, it's a good food truck. So
it's a great looking sandwich,
dude. It's freaking
over here
delicious.
Food porning it out over here. My bad.
Well, I mean, look,
I'd eat it.
I didn't know what the hell it was other than what I saw on the movie Chef. Because you remember the movie Chef? Great movie.
Great movie.
I love that movie. So I didn't know what the hell a Cuban sandwich was, but I was like, you know what? Pork, ham, we're hungry. I want that. Give me that. I think my daughter got tacos or something. No, she got a quesadilla.
Nacho. Oh,
she got quesadilla. Right. Yeah, she got a quesadilla, and she loved it. She said it was good. So I'll tell you why in a minute. There was a triple threat for the XWW US title. It was Quest, Angels, and Sephiroth. Sephiroth ended up winning that one. Bobby Ballantyne came out and some catastrophe happened. Sephiroth ended up squeaking by with that one. Whiskey Business defended their tag titles against AJ Myers and Elliott Shock.
Or they walked away with the title.
They walked away. Them two boys talking about AJ Myers and Elliott Shock got beaten from pillar to post and thrown from side to side of that ring. Every bit of ring that there was, they got thrown. Now, that's not to say that they didn't get in some offense, because those two guys can fly. Both Elliott Shock and AJ Myers can fly, and they surely did. But they just didn't get high enough to defeat Whiskey Business. Finally, a TLC match occurred.
I called it, didn't I? I told you.
What? Yeah,
I told you.
Did.
Yeah.
Lil Panda versus Saeed Al-Sabah for the XWW Internet title in a TLC matchup. This was insane. The crowd was ravenous. They wanted more brutality than anybody could give them. And I even called them out on that. I was like, y'all want some blood in here, especially y'all over here. And they erupted. They went insane. They just wanted more violence. The more violent, the better it was for them. They loved it. Well, Lil Panda ended up regaining the XWW Internet Championship from Saeed Al-Sabah in what was no doubt a great main event for XWW. Yup, Lil Panda got it from Saeed Al-Sabah in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Dude, it was nuts.
What? I got to start coming to more XWW shows, man.
So that was just Friday night. Saturday. Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell you about the food truck and how we ended up with the food truck. So we were on our way to the show, and we decided, let me rephrase that. I decided we're going to take the back roads to get there, but we're going to go over towards like Rock Hill area so we can get to some civilization and some food. Well, the storm took out the cell towers, and we ended up back roading the entire way to Waxhaw. Like, I have never made 37 turns in my life to go one place. It was insane, dude. So we get there, we're all starving, and I'm like, you know what, the hell with it, we're just gonna have to order something off the food truck. And we did, and it was good. So it was a happy little accident, as they're called. You know, shout out to Bob Ross for the happy little accident. That's how we ended up with the food truck food, and it was good. But
now you're making me want a Cubano.
Dude, I want a Cubano. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was awesome. Like I even told,
and his name is Juan.
No, I even told Shannon. I was like, "Yo, we gotta find a way to do this." Oh yeah, the Halloween costume contest. What happened? That was the Halloween costume contest. What happened with the Halloween costume contest at this show? Because if you're thinking of the one before, that was the one before where my kid won. And nobody knew it was my son.
Kid won. Oh, dope.
Nobody knew it was my son. Even when he got on the microphone and said his name was Ron, nobody knew he was mine. They had never seen him or my wife before, so they didn't know who they were. It was just funny to me. And he's in this like inflatable Among Us thing. So my son comes up to my belt line. Like, he is little, dude. He is the smallest 7-year-old you're ever going to see. I swear to God. 8. He's 8. I'm sorry. He's 8. Anyway, so his inflatable Among Us costume is almost 6 foot tall. It's awesome. Well, so he ended up winning. There's that. Is that what you're talking about, Cliff? Because he won the costume contest back in Charlotte at Lenny. Yeah, at the Waxhaw show. Look, I don't remember what happened with the costume contest. I know it was cool. We had everybody in costumes approach the thing, approach the rail, and hey, what are you dressed up as? Yeah, what happened at Waxhaw? I don't know what happened at Waxhaw that was so important, Cliff. I don't remember. The costume contest, we walked around. I had Lil Panda, and were you the other guest, or were you the other guest, Judge? What happened? You got to tell me. But we walked around. I walked around with a microphone and talked to all the people. Hey, what are you? You're such and such. Awesome. And then we let the crowd react for everybody. Yeah, it was Cliff. It was Cliff. I would say, yeah. Hey, what are you? Oh, you're a mini Spider-Man, or you're a miniature Superman. Okay, cool. And then we had a dragon there. There was a guy who was
Oscar Michael Myers. He was a wiener suit with a Michael Myers mask on. It was all, with a William Shatner mask. So it's Oscar Michael Myers. It was freaking nuts, dude. But that was awesome.
That's pretty funny.
So I gotta show a picture though. Baby Superman and Red Dragon. Yes, see, I was right. So I got most of it right. I did remember that. I just forgot that Cliff was the third judge. My bad. But no. Let me check on something here. Oh, gotcha. I don't know if I added that last picture that I meant to add. Hang on a second. I downloaded a picture just for you, just for tonight. Well, yeah, just for you for tonight because this is hilarious. I sent you the picture earlier and you laughed about it. So let's talk about AWL real quick. AWL, we were at the Welford Pavilion, outside show, badass venue. Of course, place was off the chain, right? Loud as hell. Crowd was nuts. It was a great show. 8 matches in total is what it ended up being. 8 matches in total. So I'm going around and prepping, for ring announcing. I'm getting acquainted with all the talent, making sure I'm getting ready to say everything right, so on and so forth. Well, lo and behold, Bill Hazelwood's there. So Bill Hazelwood's like, "Well, brother, I'm gonna announce." Oh, yeah, okay, yes, sir, no problem. Here's all the cards. You handle your business, no problem. So he called the matches. He called the first 4 matches. Moody and Buggy Wright opened up the show. Time limit draw. They went the full 15. No winner declared. Awesome contest between those 2 guys. There was so many, dude. There was so many matches, but get this.
Give me your favorite. Give me your favorites. The ones that, oh my God moments.
The oh my God moments.
Yeah. Give me you just gave me one. Give me 2 more that were like, people got to know about this. This is the reason why you have to come to this show.
Drago and Curtis Coleman. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, you got 2 hosses in there just bludgeoning the shit out of each other. Was fantastic. And you've and of course your main event of the evening being Brino Royce versus Jeff Conley. Another fantastic title defense for all gold Brino Royce.
I like how adorable you come out. You're the one holding the belt. No,
I didn't hold it. Whoa. I wasn't. No, that was Michael King. What the hell are you talking? I'm trying to get to this, but you keep messing me up. There was 4 matches. I know there was 4 matches earlier in the show. I got to do some memory stuff. Kilgore. Dude, something happened. One of these matches had to change, and it changed on the fly, and it's escaping me what happened. But look, that's why I was trying to go through the whole thing because I had it until you interrupted me. But listen, overall, the show was badass. You can't beat it. Justin Kindred actually did show up to go up against Jackson Sane. And as I predicted, Jackson Sane beat the living tar out of Justin Kindred. Bar none, he got his ass whipped. Mason Allen actually had to step up and go up against Kilgore, I believe it was. I believe that's how that one went. And yet again, good effort on you, young man.
Mm-hmm.
But Kilgore walked his ass. Don Furio versus Black Cat Deion Johnson was crazy. And Don Furio walked away with the win. Don Furio will meet Antonio Morgan in the finals for the AWL Heavyweight Contenders Pool. So a new number 1 contender will come out of that. The undefeated Antonio Morgan versus Don Furio. Unreal. The King Enterprises going up against the Wranglers. King Enterprises walked all over them. King Enterprises dominated this. Dominated this.
I think I called it. Yep, I called it. I called that.
4 matches that King Enterprises was in, they won them all. Luca Daniels, winner.
Brino Royce, winner.
Winner.
Drago beat Curtis Coleman, and Ali and his partner defeated the Wranglers. So it was all night long. They handled that. Now, here's what happened though. So right after intermission, Bill Hazelwood's out there and he's interviewing this guy. Now this guy, just to tell you, MMA Hall of Famer. He is a Florida MMA Hall of Famer, Matt Granahan. Now, they call him the suntan Superman, okay? This guy was huge. So I met him in the back. I shook his hand. It's like shaking a freaking softball mitt when I shook his hand.
Wow.
The guy is a monster of a man, dude. So Hazelwood's out there. He brings him out because those two know each other. Know each other. Well, he says some sideways things about some of this stuff going on in the Middle East, right? Hazelwood, and it pisses Granahan off. Granahan grabs Hazelwood, rips his arm behind him, pins him to the ground. Dude, all of a sudden, Hazelwood stopped moving. Hazelwood's got heart problems. Had a heart attack a couple years ago. Okay? All of a sudden, he finally lets him go. And I've got all this on film. Okay? I filmed all this. So all of a sudden, the refs come out after Granahan goes in the back. Him and Ali go in the back. And it's just like, what
did I just watch?
Here? Right. So all of a sudden, they roll Hazelwood over. He's got blood coming out of his mouth. Snapped his arm. Might have dislocated his shoulder. Blood running out of his mouth. Like, what the hell? Well, Hazelwood's got the cards from that I wrote earlier in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, shit. So the refs roll him over so they could try to help get him up. They get him on his back, and then they get him up. While they've got him on his back, I'm like, hang on a second. Thanks. I took the ring cards because Hazelwood can't announce no more. He's got blood running out of his mouth. His arm's broken. He's got to be taken to a medical facility. In the end, he did have to go to the emergency room. He was taken to Spartanburg Regional.
That's crazy.
About 45 minutes later, yeah, he was taken to Spartanburg. Crazy, dude, crazy. So anyway, I get in the ring and I do the last half of the show. But check this picture out. This picture is insane because this is what happened. This is a still from that video, and the guy took it and put it on a shirt. Said, "I broke Bill Hazelwood's arm." And
That's
if you
fun.
want, it is. Now look at
great
the proof.
marketing.
It is. Look at the shirt in the background. That's the Wrestling Wire shirt, baby. The Wrestling Wire shirt's on a T-shirt. My shirt's on a T-shirt.
It's shirtception.
Yes, it's shirtception. That is right. It is shirtception. But get this. So Granahan.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, it gets even more. Even more. Get this. You'll never guess who reached out to me today. Who contacted me today, this morning?
Bill Hazelwood.
I ain't heard from Bill yet.
Oh, okay.
Matt Granahan reached out to me this morning.
Really?
Matt
What did he have to say?
Matt Granahan wants to be on this show next week.
Mm-hmm.
So next Tuesday night or Wednesday night, I got to check and see if he finally settled on a date. But Matt Granahan's going to be live on air with you and I next week.
Well, that's a way to promote. That's a good segue right there, sir.
It really is. It really is. Anyway, brother, I know you ain't got much. You said this weekend you were chilling, right?
No, I got practice on Saturday.
Okay, you got some things on Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. So Saturday night, you can find me at Newton Conover for the Haliotsko Memorial Cup. That's the Haliotsko Memorial Cup 8. You can find me there. Let's see here. Boop, there it is. So you can find us right there, Newton Conover High School. Bell time 7:30. Doors open at 6:30. We will see you there. All proceeds go to benefit Hospice of the Sacred Heart. And guess what? For everybody in attendance, I got a special present for you right there before the opening contest. Do I
Is it
have
a Bill
something
Hazelwood
for
getting
you? No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't have that shirt. No, I don't have that shirt. I think we'll talk to Mr. Granahan next week. Maybe we'll talk a deal and I'll send him a wire shirt if he'll send me a I broke Bill Hazelwood's arm shirt. I might do that because essentially it'd be like buying my own shirt because my shirt's featured there.
Yeah,
It's kind of
true.
like you get your money back type of thing.
True. I get it.
But no, I have a special deal for every single fan in attendance, every person with a pulse in that building for the Haliasco Memorial Cup. Do I have something for you? And it's right there when we go to start the show off at 7:30. So you don't want to be late to find out what I've got in store for you.
Oh, so you're not going to tell them now?
No, I'm not going to tell them now because I want them to show up. I want them to show up and I want them to buy a ticket, come in and see what this is me, not anything else. I haven't even talked to the promoter about this yet. I've got something up my sleeve here. Well, it's not up this sleeve because I'm not wearing this jacket, in public. Look, there you go. There's some age for you, right? How old's this jacket, bro?
That's an old jacket. It's good colors on you, though.
It's got. I know red's always a good color on me, baby. But so listen, as long as it's not blue, I'm good. Anyway,
it says the guy who's wearing a blue and
blue
white
shirt,
collared shirt under.
Blue shirt, yeah, that's a blue shirt. That joke means something else. Actually, I'm gonna break out a special dress shirt just for this show this weekend. But anyway, so that's Saturday. Sunday, you can find me in Monroe. XWW presents the Halloween Massacre Part 2 benefit show for Ian Maxwell. Dude, this is going to be a good time. Another show you don't want to miss. If you're in the Charlotte, Monroe area, you don't want to miss this one. It's going to be a fun time. Lots going on there. I'll be sure to have the notes for next Thursday.
I was supposed to be somewhere this weekend, but I couldn't make it because of the shoe job. We talked about it. We actually had him on yesterday, Todd, and you weren't here yesterday, man. It was actually a pretty good show. We had Sean and Preston Quinn on. We had some talent on. I was supposed to be on that show this weekend over in the DC area for
Fairfax, right?
MATW.
Fairfax?
Yeah, Fairfax MATW. Yeah. Dude, these guys have put together a card that card subject to change at the last minute, but the card is still money. And if you're up in Fairfax area, you need to make your way to the J and come and support some pure wrestling action in Fairfax. I think I still have the poster up there. See.
Yeah, you take a look if you do. I'm taking care of something right this second. Well, I got to fill my lighter up.
Yep, I sure did.
What is that?
Boom.
Is that? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Dude, that's cool. And when is this? This is Saturday?
Yep,
Fairfax,
Saturday.
Virginia. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Very cool.
They're expanding, man. They're blowing up. To have just started in this past March, and having this kind of weekly show up, and then having TV time as well. It's money.
Nothing wrong with that, my friend. Nothing wrong at all. But look, dude, so there's still lots to come. Next week, we're going to have Mike Granahan on one night, and then we got our normal Thursday next week as well. And that's pretty much all we got going on. Do you have anything else?
Besides that, no. I'll probably be live during I'll be live during the actual show because I got a modeling thing this weekend because, got to show off the good looks with the good clothes. So when I do that show, I'll probably...
What show?
That modeling show. So funny enough, November 11th, I have a modeling show, and then the next day will be UPW in Raleigh.
Okay. Very cool.
It's gonna be a busy week. Busy weekend.
Very cool, man. Yeah, that's 2 weeks from now. Because next weekend is the weekend of the 3rd.
Yeah, which I
yeah.
will be in DC, well, Maryland for Vikings Con.
Okay, see now I'll be at XWW as they debut at Monday Night Brewing in Charlotte on Friday.
So there you go. We're busy boys.
We stay busy, but that's the good thing. Was it idle hands do the devil's work or some shit like that?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know the saying because my hands are always on or into something. Either on something, on someone, in
They're in
something,
his-
maybe in.
Wow,
Uh-huh.
dirty. Sucio. But on that
I
note, good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the latest episode of the Wrestling Wire. We appreciate y'all. We really do. Hit that like, follow, share, subscribe. Go to YouTube. You can find me there. I promise.
Hit us up on the social, and we have merch. Check out our merch. Check out. I
Yes.
think you have pro wrestling. Do you have pro wrestling tees? No. Yes. No. Well, I have pro wrestling tees. Look
You
up
have
David
pro wrestling
Estacado for
tees?
pro. I have a pro wrestling tee. Yep. Check
Oh
out
man.
or do a search. I'll put the link later on. And yeah, check out our merch. Ron has merch now, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, I've got merch when you're on site. When you see me live, there is merch for sale live. That's the way we do things. So I can't wait. I'm ready for this weekend.
I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. It's gonna be a good weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Always. But anyways, folks, thank y'all for tuning in. We will see you next time. You say your piece and I'll say mine.
Buenos Doritos, buenos nachos. We'll see you next time.
Don't worry, y'all. We'll see you at the Indies.